Good morning, everyone. My name is Emily Pearl now. I'd like to welcome you all on this very rainy Sunday morning to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Pottstown. Sorry, no, I'm just not talking into it. Here we go. I just wanted to welcome you all to Pottstown. Okay. Welcome to all of you who ventured out to be with us in the sanctuary, like the little water droplets that we are. We all come and meet and merge together this morning for our water communion with all the choices that we have on Sunday mornings. I know that it's sometimes hard to make the choice to listen to me on talking about and try to get yourself here, and I'm so appreciative that everyone managed to do that. This morning we have music played by Leslie Carlin, and we have technology by Rick Rusky. Thank you guys so much. For over 50 years, the UUFP has been a liberal religious voice in the Pottstown area. As UUs, we believe that we can have faith and we can have facts, and that they are not in conflict with one another. We believe that we can honor the past, and honoring the past doesn't keep us from exploring the future. We believe that there's plenty of questions out there and that it's okay if we don't have the answers. But perhaps most importantly, we believe that everyone is inside the circle of justice and compassion. So whoever you are, wherever you came from, wherever you were all summer, we're so glad that you came to be with us today. And now we have time for announcements. If anyone has an announcement, please come on up to the front, use the microphone, and remember to introduce yourself.
I'm Linda. I just want to announce that we have a board meeting this Saturday coming up, 10 a.m. Via Zoom. So for all who are on the board, first of all, thank you. But we have a meeting, which means, as Rick has given me the sign, on Thursday night. Thursday night there will be a committee council meeting. So, at 8 via Zoom. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Kay, and the membership committee has finished the directory. So today I would like to pass them out. Anyway, I'll be talking to you.
Thank you, everyone. Something to look forward to. Membership. And now it's time for chalice lighting. We have someone who wants to light the chalice this morning. All right. Our chalice lighting words this morning are from Leslie Takahashi. We gather as many drops, each winding our own path down life's surfaces and ruts. And here we pool together as a single body, flowing together for a time. Together we are a stream, sometimes even a river. And with our shared force, we can travel towards oceans of meaning and seas of connection. Now is the time for our time. So that same technology that allows us to have all of our Zoom meetings for the board instead of all having to come here, that allows us to sometimes come here, come to church in the morning via Zoom instead of having to get up and drive through the wet weather. That same technology that connects us to all of our friends and family that are far away, sometimes it can distract us from being right here where we are. So I'd like to take this time to remind everyone to put your phones on mute for a little bit so we can all be in the same room together with the same people. So take a deep breath. Connect to our bodies. Feel the weight of your body in the chair. Feel the connection of your feet to the floor. Feel the air as it fills up your lungs, and as your lungs relax and the air blows out, listen to the sound of the chime. Our opening words this morning are Watershed by Martina Thompson. She writes, this morning, in congregations large and small, all across the country and around the world, Unitarian Universalists are celebrating in-gathering. We hurriedly stop in our usual scramble to get out the door and fill a small bottle or jar with water from our tap. Water that might symbolically represent the water we forgot to gather on our summer travels or non-travels. Does any water from lakes or streams actually make it to water community? Watershed moments are turning points. Those moments that are often recognized in retrospect. Moments that permanently alter an understanding. This morning, we come together to share our insights gained on our travels, or to reflect on the everyday holiness of the water that flows in abundance from our garden hose and from our taps. So please join me in a moment of silent reflection as we enter into our sacred prayer. We have our first hymn of the morning. It shall we gather at the river from the Teal hymnal. It's number 1046. That's within our regular film, and then with this Singing the Living tradition that came out in like the late 80s, early 90s, they took it out. So now is time for a story. What you are coming from for spirits, you're welcome to come up with and read the story. It's gonna take me a minute to sit down.
My sister-in-law invited me to a charity thing at her gym yesterday. Just not something my body's used to doing. Okay, no, I got it. Oh, I got it. So I have a special prop today. Chloe made this. Share with you guys. This is the white feather flyer, which is in her story. She even put little people in it. It's so cute. I don't know if you can see this. So I did actually read this story to the RE kids earlier in the spring, and I think some of you might have been here for that. But I really wanted to share it with the congregation today, especially because this is a story about water in our world, and I love it. And I'm gonna have you scooch a little bit closer because this is a little bit of an interactive story. This story is called Touch the Earth by Julian Lennon. Yes, it is John Lennon's son, yes. And this is part of, I think there's 3 or 4 of these books. There's like Heal the Earth, Love the Earth. There's a few. We all live on planet Earth. Gently touch the earth. Right? Gently touch the earth. It says now, touch where you live. Does anyone know where we live on here? Sarah's into it. Ooh, close. That's more like Michigan. You're pretty close though. We are in North America and we're right about there. Closer to the coast. Our planet needs your help. Would you like to go on a helping adventure? Yeah. Shake the book to make it change into the magic white feather flyer. Here we have it. Whoosh! The magic white feather flyer. Cyrus, you're gonna have to let some people do something. The white feather flyer will take you on a journey to help the earth. Just press the fly button and tilt the book up. Do you want to press the fly button? This one. Stay back. To guide the white feather flyer, you'll need directions. Point to all 4 directions on the compass and say their names. So north, where's north? North, east, south, west. Very good. Directions help us travel safely. Tilt the book south and push the land button to set it down. Push the land button. Thank you. Water is the most important resource on Earth, but some places don't have enough clean water for the people who live there. Push the water button, make the water flow. I see that. You did great. Now there's enough water for people to drink. Let's help our planet even more. Press the fly button. Tilt the book north. Whoosh. The oceans touch every life on Earth. Tilt the book south and press the dive button to take a trip under the sea. Let's take turns. Uh-oh. Fish are beautiful and important for so many people. We have to keep the water clean to protect the fish. Touch all the plastic bottles and things that shouldn't be in the water. Okay, I'm gonna get some trash, thank you. And then, I've just been, press the fish button to bring the fish back. You've tipped the scale for sea creatures, great and small. Would you like the adventure to continue?
Yes.
Okay, push the fly button and okay. And tilt the book east this time. The desert is a place where there is almost no water at all. Let's come and see. Can you make a plan to land? I think you know by now how we land the book. Yep. We press the land button. Sometimes we can bring water to where the land is too dry, like the desert. It's called irrigation. Push the water button to help irrigate the desert. Push the teeny time. You made the desert bloom like a garden. Now we can grow food for people and animals. Are you ready to see more?
Yes.
Help the white guys, come on. Help the white feather flyer take off into the sky. Rain is another kind of water that we all need. We got plenty of that this morning, don't we? It keeps the oceans filled and the rivers flowing. But not all water is okay to drink. Point the book south and swoop down for a closer look. In some places, wells have water that isn't safe to drink. Did you know that there are machines to help make water pure and safe again? Yeah, did you know that? Did you know there were machines that could make water clean?
It's called a box.
It's turn the request. And then push the parachute button to deliver a machine. Yeah. See how it works?
Yes.
We call this filtration. Push the water button and follow the water as it changes from yucky to clean. It's time to head back home. You've touched the earth in so many ways. But for now, bye for now. We'll be back soon. So we're going to go to RE. We're going to do some fun water activities. We're going to have our own kids' water communion. And then we're going to do some other fun surprise activities with water. Are you guys ready? Just we'll get to that. Are you ready? Great. Now is the time for the morning's offering. Jessica Lynn has words that may resonate with many of us. She writes, I come on Sunday feeling weary, having worn out the snooze button on my alarm clock. Sometimes I come on Sunday feeling frightened, having seared my eyes reading the latest news. Sometimes I come on Sunday feeling burdened, having fretted about my workday worries. But I leave Sunday feeling refreshed, having been renewed by the spirit of love in the community that exists here. I leave Sunday service feeling whole, feeling lifted up by words of righteous challenge. I leave Sunday service feeling energized, ready to continue our fight for peace and justice. This haven, this refuge, this place of worship and wonder exists because we make it so. Our contributions of time, skills, food, love, laughter, and money. So thank you so much for the morning offering that was given in a spirit of generosity this morning and received with so much love. And now it's time for a reading. So you guys have heard this reading before, I'm pretty sure. It's from Out of the Ordinary by Gordon McKeeman, who's one of my favorites. But it's water communion, so this one is appropriate. A drop in the bucket. What it says about inadequacy or futility or insignificance, a drop in the bucket. What's the sense? What's the use? We're no longer in the center of things. Copernicus removed the Earth from the center of the solar system. Darwin removed humans from the center of the Earth. Astronomy has moved the solar system from the center of the universe. Well, who are we then? And where are we? Physiologists call us weak, watery solutions, more or less jellified. Mark Twain said, and using the terminology of his day, he said, man is the only animal that blushes or needs to. Just suppose that we are the merest drops in the bucket. There are unspoken assumptions here. We assume that a full bucket is what we're aiming for, and that until that bucket is full, nothing has been accomplished. And let's be honest, there is no shortage of buckets. The empty bucket litany is long and tedious. There's racism, sexism, ableism, authoritarianism, oppression, injustice, violence, environmental degradation, overpopulation. You feel like a drop in the bucket? Well, who asked you to fill that bucket all alone? Remember how many there are who share your concerns. We may all feel daunted, but we are not one drop. A sense of isolation is the parent of that drop in the bucket feeling.
Sometimes one can decide the size of the bucket. Don't think you can do a large bucket today? No, try a smaller size. Even imparting a bit of hope, a pat on the back, a small financial contribution, a few hours of volunteer service, every drop helps. It might even be wise to remember why you need to help fill this particular bucket. Possibly to quench the thirst of someone hard at work on a larger one. Buckets of whatever size are filled a drop at a time. If you don't help, it'll take even longer. Your drop may be the last one needed. Why is it that our image of filling a bucket is always that last drop? Where would we be if everybody gave up putting drops in the bucket? Bet we'd be worse off. Persistence depends on patience. I'm keeping at it when there's very little to reassure us. It would be too bad to give up or sit back or bemoan the sorry state of the world and wonder why somebody, anybody, everybody but me doesn't do something about it. You know, the Grand Canyon was fashioned by drops of water, as ordinary as each drop may seem. Now it's time for our second hymn of the day. There's a river flowing in your soul.
Rearranging furniture and nearly took out two more. Okay, nice. And today is our water ceremony, as we've said, and the world and outside is cooperating, it's watering us. And we all know water is life. We cannot live without it. But then again, we can't live with too much of it. Flooding is not exactly fun, which is what happens sometimes when there hasn't been enough. And then it starts raining and the ground can't handle it. But it's also a big, big, big part of our life. We drink it plain, we drink it with bubbles. It's turned into wine or coffee. So we wash in it. Sometimes more happily than others, depending on how old you are. We water our flowers with it. We jump in it on a hot day and try to cool off. And we skate on it when it's frozen. Or we watch, in my case, can't stand my tiptoes anymore. Oh. We watch polar bears sitting on it, as I just did not too long ago. So today is the day to share our special waters from our lives, here at home, here at the fellowship, from out in the world, wherever you saw, you brought some with you now. And it's our UU version of coming together and saying how I spent my summer vacation. So, question first, how many people brought water? How many people brought water and left it on the kitchen counter? That would be me. There are two of us. Yay, I'm not alone. So I'm going to go down. And what we do is, how's that? Yeah. What we do is we collect it over the years and we keep a little bit. We'll take most of it and we usually go out and water a tree in front. Today we may not because we don't want to all get wet, but so we start the bowl with that leftover water. And it's got a little bleach in it to keep it from doing bad things while it sits around in that jar. And then have everybody line up, come up and get in line and bring your water that you brought. We also have symbolic water, which is actually real water. It's just symbolizing what you want it to be. So this is out of our well in the kitchen. So pour in, tell us where your water means to you, or whether you don't have to say anything at all, but what it represents to you. And that represents to me my trip up to the Arctic. I brought water from 3 places. They looked at me and I said, "What are you doing getting water?" I said, "I'm collecting water to give to church." And they would say, "We've heard of bringing other things, but not water." I said, "Well, reuse, that's how we do it." And so I collected it in Greenland, in the place I did the polar plunge into 39-degree water, which was downright balmy compared to Antarctica, and then in Alaska. And so we'll hear more about that trip later. It was the Northwest Passage. We saw a lot of frozen water. And at one point, we weren't sure we were actually going to get through. And we were the first passenger ship through this year. And it was only 2 weeks before winter starts. So who knows if anybody else even went through. So the original place we were going to go through Canadian customs, we couldn't actually get into because it was frozen solid. So that was an adventure too. So anybody else? So our closing hymn this morning is number 145 in our great hymnals, As Tranquil Streams. any, is the time now for joys and concerns? We may have done that when we were at doing our water, but if anybody have any joys? By the way, she hates it when we sit through it, but we think that you've earned the right to be listened to